The alleged mastermind of young Dolph's murder was just found not guilty.
Oh!
So we're going to explain in this video what the circumstances were that led to a not guilty verdict. We're also going to explain the possibility of CMG and Yo Gotti potentially being charged in the future. We're also going to break down why a not guilty verdict was the worst possible option for this dude. Because being in jail and being incarcerated is a whole lot safer than him being a free man.
Hell, fuck you. It ain't a whole lot safer my ass. He better move his ass to Arizona, Bushwick, Alabama, or whatever the fuck, somewhere. You better get the hell on. Shit, you're gonna be a lot safer than being in jail, boy. You get to eat what you want. You just can't go back to Memphis. Do your homework.
Tennessee versus Hernandez-Govan, count 2. We, the jury, find the defendant Hernandez-Govan not guilty in count 2 of the indictment. Ma'am?
Court's in session.
I would have been happy as hell. Thank you, lawyer.
Ms. Johnson?
Thank you, God.
Is this your verdict?
Thank you, everybody.
Is this your verdict? Yes. Is this your verdict?
Yes, ma'am.
Is this your verdict?
Yes.
Is this your verdict?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is this your verdict? Yes. Is this your verdict?
Yes.
Is this your verdict?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is this your verdict?
Big ass
Is this
weight
your
off my
verdict?
shoulders. I'm already
Is this your
knowing.
verdict? Is this your verdict?
Done.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I want to thank you for your service this week.
This trial was never about guilty or not guilty. We knew the answer to that going into this trial. The question was, can you prove he's guilty? Do you have enough to prove he's guilty?
Right.
And when you look at exactly
regardless of what people be thinking, though, it's really a lot harder to get proved guilty than people make it seem like. But y'all know the judge, I mean, not the judge, but the court system is a little bit iffy. So it's a lot of niggas in jail for shit that they probably ain't do, or it wasn't enough evidence for real. They just, if somebody wants you in jail, they want you in jail. That's the thing about it.
Murder was set up. Yo, they was very strategic. They were not on the phones discussing this. They weren't discussing this through text messages.
Right.
This was literally, hey, bro, come to the spot. Yo, we got a bag on his head. The message went out in the streets, and they weren't tapping in or checking up with nobody, bro. Yo, if you collect the bag, you collect the bag. But we not tapping in with nobody to make sure a murder take place. And that's exactly how this took place. So there was no paper trail. There was no communication trail to lock in Hernandez-Govan. All you really had was the testimony from the actual shooters and the killers, which when you put somebody who committed a murder on the stand, their credibility is always going to be called into question. All right. Now, seeing Hernandez-Govan give us those crocodile tears, to me, was something to watch, right? It was something to behold, bruh. People are sociopaths, homie. After the not guilty verdict, this man looked that camera in his eyes, and he was cosplaying a father of 4 who ain't never committed a crime in his life. Look how cold Hernandez-Govan played it after the not guilty verdict.
I just want to say thank you to my attorneys, Manny, Robert, Haley, Beth, Handel, my private investigators, everybody for helping me. I didn't have the resources to necessarily,
I ain't gonna say, don't do that now, Mr. Sir. You feel what I'm saying? Nigga, like, come on now, man. I want to put y'all on to some of the easiest money you'll ever make in your life. Freecash.com is a website that allows you to literally get paid hundreds of dollars just for playing video games on your phone. All you need is an email and a password. Follow the directions on each of the campaigns and you can earn at least $100. My personal favorite game to play was Sunrise Island, and when I clicked on it, they had a $370 bonus. I got $370 just for playing a video game on my phone. On average, it only takes about 17 minutes for most people to start earning money on freecash.com. So if you need some free, easy, extra money, go to freecash.com, click the QR code right here, or go in the description below and start getting that bag. You did? I know for damn sure. You want hanging around all these niggas and acting like you ain't never did no crime before. Don't do that now, twin. You get me? You was for sure doing. You was doing something, nigga. You see what I'm saying? You knew somebody was about to get killed. You knew young Dolph was about to get killed for some money, and you ain't say nothing to nobody. Nobody. You ain't call the police. Don't act like you just as law-abiding. Your ass is in a trap with their ass. You hear me? Do your homework.
cover everything and manage still helped me, you know, and he knew I was innocent. Everybody around me knew I was innocent. And I just want to say thank you to the jurors for getting this right and getting my life back.
And that's the main thing. What was it like during the trial? At what point did you think, hey, wait a minute, I think I have a chance?
Well, I knew I had a chance from the beginning because I knew in my heart I was innocent. And so, you know, it was times during the trial, you know, of course, you get some frustrations and stuff here and there, but overall, I knew my innocence would prevail.
What I realized, especially watching this trial or even watching a Law and Crime interview, Hernandez Govain, I realized that a lot of us know a lot more about this case than even like the professionals. Like us who've been covering or watching this case or been in the weeds of this for about 4 to 5 years now, we understand this trial at a level that I don't even feel like the professionals understand. Like, for example, they gave the motivating factor. They attributed Hernandez Govain motivating factor to be involved in this young Dolph murder to, he wanted the bag, or, he was connected to CMG for music opportunities. Yeah, that's it. But no, like Hernandez Govain considered J Money and D Money like his nephews. That was the number one motivating factor, but it wasn't brought up in court.
Right.
Hernandez Govain is over at J Money and D Money's mama house eating gumbo. They've been like neighbors for years. J Money, obviously, we know, was a rapper from Memphis. He was popping. He was with Chief Keef. He was rolling around, but he was also like Young Dolph's mentee, Young Dolph's right hand.
Right.
J Money and Young Dolph was really close up until his death. Right. Now, when J Money passed away, Young Dolph became a CEO, and Young Dolph was forced to do business with people who ain't really get along with, J Money folks, right? Or D Money, J Money's little brother. Yeah. Or Trula Mafia. Dolph signed Big Unk. Big Unk was supposedly responsible for the death of D Money, J Money's little brother. Right. So when Young Dolph signed Big Unk, D Money's mama is all on Facebook, all on Twitter, cussing out Young Dolph. The streets is talking, songs is being made.
Niggas don't understand how, like, that shit's so stupid. Like, bro, this is business, bro. I signed this man because I thought I could do business with him. I don't know nothing about who he killed and who did this and who did that. I don't know. I don't give a fuck. I don't know. If that's the case, why y'all ain't get mad at the motherfucking Popeyes that folks work at? If that's the case, we gonna get mad at everybody who hired these niggas because they killed your homie or your cousin and that ain't how the world works, twin. What the fuck?
Young Dolph flawed, and that's when Trula Mafia turned against Young Dolph, and that's when Trula Mafia had their own motivating factor to take out Young Dolph. They weren't just riding around hunting for CMG. No, they were riding around hunting for themselves as well. So when we understand this case at a micro level, that I don't even feel like investigators or detectives understood this case.
I'm sorry if you already answered, but when you heard those 5 words, you are free to go. Just that reaction.
You want to know how I felt?
Absolutely.
It's hard to explain the feeling of knowing you got your life back. And it's one of the best feelings I ever experienced. And I'm just happy to be free.
How much of a weight is this, lifted off of your shoulders after hearing not guilty, not guilty?
It's a huge weight, I was fighting more so for my son. I have an autistic son, so that's what my fight was mainly for.
I can't believe it, man. All that ratting we did the last 4 years, and he still beat it? God damn. Now, let's go over to a courtroom reporter who's been following this case just as long as I've been following this case. And he breaks down and he explains exactly what he thinks the contributing factors were that led to this not guilty verdict.
The longer that the jury deliberates, the better it is for your client. They're discussing certain things, but this was a very limited amount of information, very limited jury verdict form that they had to consider essentially 3 charges, all wrapped around the same thing. So it wasn't a lot of complexity there. It was really about, did they believe the state's main witness or did they not believe it? And that's what it came down to.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like in a case like this, there's not that much physical evidence to deal with at all, right?
That's correct.
The state was never alleging that Govan was the man who pulled the trigger.
Right.
So his argument is, why are you believing what?
Correct. The entire case is credibility of
hearsay.
What he said.
It was really a dumbass case, though. Like, that's why I'm not even going to listen to the interview, because
nothing, no content.
They even admitted in court that Justin Johnson and Cornelius Smith, the two killers, that they had no contact with Hernandez Govan for weeks before they went and killed young Dolph, because there was no conversation needed to be had. The bag was put up. We got 100,000 on Dolph. Whoever collects it first, come at us. Right. Hit us up. Right? But, Cornelius Smith and Justin Johnson actually contacted Big Jook after the murder before they contacted Hernandez Govan.
Oh, that's crazy.
So if we ain't talked for months before the day y'all murder young Dolph,
right,
and we ain't really talk afterwards, y'all got call logs of us going back and forth. But here's the mistake, though. Justin Johnson admitted in court that Hernandez Govan sold him pills, right? He was his drug dealer.
Right.
So the calls that they were having, the back and forth, that could just be attributed to Cornelius Smith wanting pills.
Right.
It was hard to really pin him down. Yeah. Especially when, there's no text messages or calls weeks before the murder.
There's no solid evidence. It was really a dumbass
And the day
case.
after murder, they ain't communicate. So to them bring him to court on evidence this week, to me, is just insane and it's crazy, bro. But he would also touch on the possibility that other people could be indicted.
The only thing that I understand that state to have produced to the jury for them to consider were, you've got multiple phone calls. Mm-hmm. And for Mr. Govan to be the admitted dealer of the state's main witness of supplying pills and all those things, that would not be a surprise if you've got multiple contacts, they live in the same neighborhood. Right. You can't just go off of, I called this person a ton of times to prove a conspiracy case. That's a little bit of a stretch.
Right. Yeah, so what happens now then?
Well, I think, as the state somewhat alluded to in their closing argument yesterday, and somewhat in the way of the proof through one of the law enforcement witnesses, are there additional parties who could be complicit in the conspiracy? I don't know if that's the case. We heard Mr. Mims' name mentioned a lot, but he's now deceased. So
that's probably a big
obviously nothing can come of that. It just, I think they need to take a step back and probably regroup and see if the investigation needs to go anywhere or if it just rests there. They do have at least two of the individuals, the most complicit, the actual shooters, accepting responsibility in one case and being found guilty in the other case.
Yes. Do you think this makes it more or less likely that they're going to be able to go after, higher up parties?
Less likely. I mean, you would be putting the state's main witness on now for a third or fourth or fifth trial. And every single time that he goes and gets on the stand, the hope as a defense attorney is his testimony changing. Right. And bit by bit, piece by piece, it's just like he becomes a weathered person at that point. I mean, that's a taxing thing to be on the stand, multiple trials for multiple hours at a time, and have to remember and be consistent with everything.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, it was a pretty quick trial. To come to this conclusion within just 3 or 4 days, seems like the jury knew kind of what they were going to come to.
Well, I don't know if that's the case that they knew.
I'm skipping that.
Serious offense of first-degree murder.
For a trial that was only relying on testimony, on witness testimony, the witnesses that came up really weren't really like that credible, bro. All right, like Cornelius Smith, he's fighting a murder. Like, he killed young Dolph. He got to say whatever he got to say to get out of this. Yeah. The detective came, Hernandez Govan attorneys did a brilliant job at making that detective look like a pathological liar. And then the girlfriend came and she testified, but all she testified was, I seen Cornelius Smith and Hernandez Govan link up and afterwards, but I didn't really hear what they were talking about. He just told me that Hernandez Govan had money for him. It doesn't make sense. Okay. Now, he touched on the possibility of them pursuing other people. I'll be real, man. If they ain't have enough on Hernandez Govan, they don't got enough on Yo Gotti, bro. Because Yo Gotti is a couple degrees separated from this. Now, who had the 100,000 to put up on young Dolph's head? obviously the head of CMG, which is Yo Gotti. Yo Gotti is the multimillionaire in a situation. Yo Gotti's brother wasn't a multimillionaire. He was doing pretty well for himself. He was the president of CMG, but the budget and $100,000.
He probably had the multi-millions, but they for sure gonna point to Yo Gotti though and be like, "Hey, how do we know you ain't the one that funded this shit?" You see what I'm saying?
Came from Yo Gotti.
You the one that got the money,
right? From my perspective, my opinion, allegedly, okay? So the bag man is just responsible for, hey, yo, I'm going to cover the $100,000. My brother going to do all the negotiating, all the recruiting. Yo Gotti probably ain't never picked up a phone or talked to Cornelius, Justin Johnson, or Hernandez Govain in his life.
Right.
In his life. So if you ain't have enough to charge or arrest Big Jook, you ain't have enough to convict Hernandez Govain, you ain't got enough to charge or damn near get a conviction for Yo Gotti. Forget about it, bruh. Now, Hernandez Govain's lawyer, when he was asked after the not guilty verdict, he also brought up the fact that, yo, go after the real people.
Yeah.
Go after the people who is capable of coming up with $100,000 to put on somebody's head. Yeah. Those people is CMG and Yo Gotti. Yo, don't come after my client because he's like the easy person to pick off because you think that he don't got no resources. And honestly, I feel like that was also a contributing factor, man, is the jury kind of seen themselves in like her Hernandez Govain, right? They seen, man, he's like he's like the poorest one in the group, man. You feel me? He ain't Yo Gotti. He don't got $1 million. You feel me? Like, he don't got no $100,000 to put up.
Yeah.
Where the people at that y'all are accusing of putting up the $100,000? Y'all mentioned CMG and Big Jook and Yo Gotti multiple times during the case. Well, where they at? Why y'all picking on the lower man?
But I will say this, though. I'm going to skip the interview part. I'll say this, though. Nigga, you better get your ass out of Memphis, boy. I'm talking about you need to leave that courthouse. Get in the car. And never return to the state again, gang. You need to go as far away as possible. You need to go to fucking Alaska. You need to move your ass to Hawaii. Go to New Mexico or Phoenix or California. You need to go far away, bro. And then when you go far away, you need to delete all your social media, change your number, and tell everybody you meet your name is BJ. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm going to let you know something right now, gang. And do that shit for some years, bro, on bro grade, because somebody will still kill you just for being involved. You feel what I'm saying? Somebody will still kidnap you and make you tell them where they can find Yo Gotti or whatever the case is. Like, it's a million scenarios that can happen behind just the fact that you kinda a little bit put two and two together with the niggas that killed Young Dolph and the person who paid him to do it. You got a connection there. You the middleman. Now, I don't think necessarily you should go to jail for it, per se, because, like, all they could prove is that you had a conversation or, like, you knew these niggas. Like, you ain't really gonna go do no 10, 15 years in jail because you gave a nigga his number or you told a nigga he was looking for. You know what I'm saying? But that don't mean the streets won't come find you, boy. Don't go back to Memphis and just pull up to Walmart like, yeah, it's chicken ass. Nigga, you will die buying the Kool-Aid. You better move, gone somewhere, boy. I'm telling you, take your kid, take your girl, take whoever the fuck you can pack in a goddamn minivan, drive to the west coast of this country, and never return again, bro. I'm trying to tell you.
Bro, I'm not even staying in the United States, homie. Y'all gonna have to find me in Jamaica or something, bro. Young Dolph and PRE,
they've been killing everybody.
They have a unique, elite ability when it comes to sliding. Mm-hmm. They get busy. They gonna get their man, homie.
Yeah.
Bro, they got Big Jook.
At a funeral.
Yo, think about all the people connected to this case that we know of. Bro.
Yeah.
Right? Yo, I can go down a laundry list.
I don't know if y'all know, but a lot of people that got something to do with CMG or got something to do with that side got killed after, boy. It's been long, long years of sliding. I ain't heard about nobody getting caught. You better take your ass on, Mr. Sir.
Of Trula Mafia and CMG affiliates that done died since Young Dolph done passed away. CEO Teasy, He came up in court. He was trying to introduce straight drop to CMG, trying to get them signed. He was also one of the middlemen in this case. He got killed. Big Jig got killed. Yo, if Hernandez Govan feels like he'll be able to stay safe in Memphis.
If Yo Gotti ain't have all the money they would have got him. If Yo Gotti didn't have money to have security and move around and go be in mansion somewhere else, and he would still walk around Memphis lollygagging or just like the hood rapper or some shit, boy.
Out of his mind. Because now he ain't on house arrest no more. Because if you guys remember when he was like giving bond or bail, they told him, hey, bruh, you can't leave the house. Because we fear if you leave the house, you gonna get killed. We want you back in court.
Right.
That was one of the stipulations. He couldn't leave the crib.
That's crazy.
Bro, he tried to get like a work release. They denied it. They said, bro, you going to die if you go outside.
Right.
So if he stays in Memphis, man, he's in grave danger. I think is almost a done deal at this point.
Right.
I don't see Hernandez Govan living a full life. But this is just the price of it, man. It's the price of the streets, bro. You feel me? Yo, you do wrong gonna come back to you, man. But I'm praying for his safety. I'm praying for the safety of everyone. We don't condone violence on this channel.
Okay.
But y'all let me know in the comment section.
Y'all heard what I said. He better get his ass on.